focus, man.
You can easily find this museum. It's in the center of Parque San Martin, and it's free to get in, so that's great. If you don't have any extra pesos in your pocket and you want to get some knowledge out here, you're in the right place for that. So I'm going to explore this place now. There's actually 2 floors, so I believe the first floor is mainly going through the geological effects in the region. So you see a lot of things like this where they explain about the different layers that make up the city and what makes this unique as far as Argentina and the world. And then I believe the second floor is a little bit more of sciences, like the flora and the fauna here, different animals, that kind of a thing. I'm gonna give you a peek around here. So this is talking about the conservation techniques that they use for taxidermy. So when animals die, like everyone knows about the Egyptians, right? So the Egyptians were famous because they had the mummies, like the movie The Mummy, right? So they had a process that they used way back then, and a modified version of it's used today, where they preserve what the original looked like while it was alive, like this cat. This right here is a mummy of a cat. So it may not look exactly like it once did, but you got to think that that cat is probably 3,000 years old. So for 3,000 years old, it's not looking too bad. And here they explain what I explained, a little bit more in depth. So if you know Spanish, you're good. If not, you can use your Google Translate on your phone. It'll tell you what it's saying. I'm sure you can guess what animal this is here. And so I'm a little over 6 foot tall, like 6'2". So I'm imagining that this giraffe has got to be, it's got to be like 13 feet. 13, and that's with the neck down. Now, if the neck was straight up, then, man, it could be 20-something feet. But here they're breaking down the scientific techniques they use for this skeleton and to preserve everything, keep the bones like it was originally. In case you want to come here, it is Museo Moyano, Ciencias Naturales y Antropológicas. Yeah, I got it. Okay, here we are on the second floor. And so we got dinosaur bones here. This is a Titanosaurus. That's what it is. Those bones are thick. I know we can't touch them, but it's crazy. So today we're gonna do a tour of the Viamonte bodega. As you can see, it's a little bit overcast, but the weather feels really good. I'm excited to see what this whole wine operation is really about, how they put the grapes together, turn them into that sweet, sweet wine that we all like to sip on, you know, from here and there. And we're gonna start this tour now. Here's our tour guide. Okay.
I was gonna let him take a picture of me here.
Okay.
Since you were.
So wherever you.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a little bit of the grounds here. Today is a Monday, so they probably don't get that many people coming tours like you might see on the weekend. I'm sure on the weekend there's huge amount of groups, and this is actually the last tour of the day. It's 4 p.m. so I think this will be it, and it looks like now some other people are coming through, so we should be heading out in just a few minutes. And this is beautiful right here. I feel like, what movie was that? I think that was The Godfather. I think it was The Godfather, where he was in the orchard and he was picking up oranges, and then he just he grabs his chest and he has a heart attack and he falls out. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Yeah. But I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling this fresh air. We're just a little bit outside of the main city part of Mendoza, but the landscape transforms within about 10 minutes. As soon as you go a little bit south of the downtown district, well, actually, there's a district called Aristides, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of that in either this video or another video. And so that's where you have a whole bunch of restaurants. That's kind of like the hub of the nightlife and the restaurants and where everything's going down at. So from there, you've got a park, which is just right over, you know, just another block or two. You could walk there very quickly. And there's a university. So everything's kind of in one compact walkable area. So that really works out if you're short on time and you want to get a good feel of what the city provides. But if you've got more time, you can actually head to the downtown section of Mendoza and enjoy the parks and some of the plazas they have there. But that'll be in another video. Right now, it's all about the wine. So we're gonna get this wine tour started here in a minute and take it from there.
On this side we have Malbec, yes, and you will be able to taste the grape because it's almost ready to harvest. Yeah. Oh, what? I think it has been harvested already. Think so? Ah, 2 hours ago there was grape.
It's gone.
Oh my, well, I'm rescuing some of the residuals for you, so you will be the last people tasting the actual grapes in the vineyard. As you can see, the harvest usually take place in February and March. So we are now medium of March.
Thanks.
That's why this is the last grape to be harvested in the vineyard. As you will be feeling the flavor is really sweet already. Yes, that's because it's already mature, and it's one of the things we take into account in order to decide when to start the harvesting. Yes. So in this case, it's really sweet. The acidity is also good, and the tannins that are in the skin of the grape are already matured too. So we have the perfect time to harvest. That's why we can see that it has been harvested like 1 hour ago. And in this side we have Cabernet Sauvignon. This one probably, yes. So we have to wait a few more days. Yet, yeah. This is another different Barreto, yes. So Cabernet Sauvignon is the number one, it's the most popular in the world. Cap swap, cap, it's called in the step. In order to keep a high quality in the grapes, yes, we don't use machines for the harvesting. So it's all handcraft, yeah. And we bring that grape to the distiller, there's a machine behind, now it's not working. but it separates the sticks and leaves from the grape itself. Once we have the grape with the moisture, which is the juice of the grape, they will come into the tank. Yes, we will fill the tank to the top, and in the tank, two main processes will happen. The first one is called maceration, which is the interaction between the skin of the grape and the moisture. Very important because that skin is the one that gives all the properties to the wine, like color, structure, aromas. Yes, so it's a very important process. In order, for example, in order to increase that maceration, we are constantly moving the wine, yes, with the bone. So extracting wine from the bottom and putting it into the top, yes, in order to move the wine and take care of the skin in order to absorb all the properties. The second process is the fermentation, which will transform all the sugar into alcohol. That's why we felt the grape really sweet, but that sugar will be all becoming alcohol, and that's why then in the wine it's not as sweet as the grape. Yes. So once we finish in the tank, it's mostly around 10 days, we are going to move the wine into barrels. Yes. So not everyone wine goes into barrels, into oak. Mostly white wines are usually young, they don't spend time in oak, they don't age in oak. So they are mostly for red wines, yes. It depends on the style of the wine. We're going from 6 months to 2 years, so maximum we're doing. And we use oak wood, but there's 2 types of oak, yes. We have French oak and we have the American oak. I don't know if we have people join. Flavors, like more oak sensations. But for red wines, we have a lot of different styles, and we'll be tasting Reserve, right? Reserve. You choose Reserve for the tasting? Reserva? Yes, perfect. So we will be tasting the 3 different lines of oak. We have 6 months, 1 year, and 1 year and a half. And you will be able to differentiate the times in oak and how that affects the wine. Yes, so now if you want... So you can take a seat over here, guys. Yes. This will be our table. Such thing as a life that's better than your...
Focus, man.